Welcome back to the Go Deeper podcast. This one is going to be a good one because we are talking about influential people in our life. This is from young to old, coaches, mentors, and people that poured into us from a young age. Amber, I'll start with you. Tell us a story about maybe when you were young.
So I think why this resonated with us and something that made us just like think about it recently was seeing Manny's football coach at practice. He was just like so tough and so hard and spoke like strength and self-belief and all the things into our kids. And we've had some coaches, but we haven't had any like intense coaches.
He's passionate.
He is so passionate. And maybe
honestly,
we just love his energy.
Amber, you could take him the wrong way probably.
Oh,
I could see a parent not liking this.
In today's soft little world we live in, he could be taken the wrong way. But people like him are the people that have influenced and changed my life because he is the truth. He's black and white. He treats every kid the same. Right. He's disciplined. He's obedience. He's pushing you. And if you're looking for a coach or a mentor, if they're not showing you what winning looks like,
I agree.
Not just what is winning? What does it take? What does it take to win? If you're not being shown that, and if somebody's not telling you the truth and calling you out on your stuff, you really don't have a good coach.
Well, you got to earn your spot.
You have got to earn your spot with
There's
him.
no participation award. There's no, I mean, I hate to say this, and your dad was like the king of this.
Oh, yeah.
Second place sucks.
Yeah, that's right.
Me and Amber come from that generation that there was not the participation awards, that you want first place.
Yeah.
You want to win. Now, if you gave your heart and soul and you lost.
If you left it all out on the field, you won.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes becoming second teaches you more lessons than first place does.
I had to learn that in the bodybuilding world.
Yeah.
That maybe my genetics was not as good. So second for me was a win.
Yeah.
Even though I was shooting for first.
Me growing up, I was never like the most gifted athlete. But my dad always showed me what it looked like to work hard, to put in extra effort. Right. And even on like my basketball team, like there were girls that scored 20, 30 points a game. I was the defender that shut down people that scored 20 or 30 points a game. Yes, it takes a lot of grit to be good on defense.
And you might have only had, 6 points?
Right. It takes a lot of grit to be offensive and a lot of courage and a lot of talent. But I was the player that like I had the heart. I would face guard you for however many minutes a game were. I don't even remember anymore. 2 20-minute halves or I don't know. Anyways, but I would be so bloody wore out because I was this on you on the whole game.
You were the one they hated.
Yeah. But also not every kid has that. And I think as you learn team sports, to make up a good team, everybody has to have a different talent.
Absolutely.
If we would have had 5 of me and only one girl that was an offensive threat that could score, we would have lost. You have to have everybody.
Sure.
You got to have the height person. You got to have the defensive player. You got to have the offensive player, and you also have to have culture. But that all starts from a great leader or coach. And Manny's coach, half of the team is brand new, have never even played football, but he's instilling work ethic, discipline, obedience, hustle. Don't be afraid. Give it your all. Push past, put pads on when it's 90 to 100 degrees out when we first started and go out there and play for 2 hours.
Well, I'm going to be honest. Them poor coaches out there 100 degrees at their own expense, not getting paid a dime.
Not spring chicken.
Pouring into my children.
Yeah.
I have nothing but the highest respect.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm grateful.
Yeah. But I mean, I remember.
Me and you had good coaches.
We had good coaches. So like my dad coached me a lot growing up, and he was a son of a you know what. But he was hard on me, but he also pushed me. And what I love is like, maybe not my dad, but maybe some of my other coaches saw something in me that I didn't see in myself.
Sure.
And a good coach will see that. And if he knows like emotional human being activity, he'll know how to bring that out of you. He can speak that over you. And as parents, I hope we do that in our children. Sure. But as coaches and leaders, I want to do that more in other people.
Absolutely.
Like, I have a girl that's walked into my team recently, and I know it's in her. I see it in her. I'm speaking it. Like, you're going to be one of the top real estate agents. You have what it takes, because I see it in her. that's what I'm trying to be a good coach and a good leader and say, like, I see it in you. You just got to do the work.
Right.
And, you know, I remember like ride. One time, one of my coaches had to give me a ride home one night. And he point blank told me, he said, "You're not the offensive threat." And he said, "You could be a lot better on defense." He said, "But you could be a lot better on defense. You have it in you. You just have to do the work. You got to try harder. You got to believe in yourself. You got to put yourself in better positions." That's what a coach tells you to do. He doesn't pat you on the back and saying you're doing a good job. Oh, she could do better. She tells you, or he tells you, what you need to hear, whether you want to hear it or not. And whether you realize it or not, you're gifted at that. You tell people the truth and you coach them and you mentor them, whether they want to hear it or not.
Usually they don't want to hear it.
No. But when I look back over my life, the most influential people are the ones who told me what I needed to hear, whether I wanted to hear it or not.
Yeah, I agree.
And they went through the hard with me, or they put me through the hard for my own benefit.
Well, usually, if I tell you many times, I've told you something that you probably didn't want to hear in the moment. And then maybe that night you slept and you reflected the next day.
Yeah.
And you realized I was not coming from a place of hurt or anger or anything. I was coming from, you needed to see this.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I think sometimes people just take things the wrong way, and that's usually the people that don't want to learn.
Yeah. I would agree. There was I was listening to Ed Milet's podcast this morning, and he was talking about influential people and leaders. And he said it takes leaders with vision to help people with dreams. And I think when you're coaching and mentoring, even Manny, that age, even our age now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look back and think when he came up to you and he said, "You are unforgettable."
3 times.
He saw something in you to help push you and encourage you to reach your dreams. And that's what influential people that are leaders and mentors should do. They should pour into you in that capacity. They should tell you the truth and say, if you want to do this, here's what it's going to take. You have it in you, but do you want to do it? Are you willing to do it? You know, when girls,
You got to do the work.
you got to do the work. When girls come to my team and they're like, "I want to sell 100 houses," I always say, "Do you? Do you know what it takes?" It's not going to happen overnight. Do you know the sacrifices you're going to make? You can't sugarcoat anything and expect to lead people. That's lying to people.
You know, I've always been told something similar to that.
Yeah.
But even as a young kid, they still, thank God, I was taught I still had to do work. I remember, I think it was Mike football. I was 100 and some pounds, and I think you had to weigh 115. And I was like 127.
Yeah.
But I'm the same age. And I went through a stage where I was bigger, meaning like bigger, and then they all surpassed me. So anyways, at this
You were
age,
young for your age.
I would, yeah, but
You were
at
like
this,
a year younger.
Imagine I'm like at the top of the league, and so
Yeah.
I was overweight. And so Calvin Gammon literally took me under his wing. I was the only person that he had to make weight. And he picked me up every day and ran me at the track every day because he saw it in me. Because I didn't want to go. I was embarrassed. I didn't want to weigh in. You had to strip down to your underwear and like weigh in. No other kids weighing in. So it's like, you know, but I remember, and I'm thankful because I might have gave up.
Oh, yeah.
Not because I'm giving up, because you're embarrassed that you're overweight. Why does my other friends not have to weigh in? Because it was basically, you know, when you're young like that, they can't let a 200-pound kid hit a 90-pound kid.
No.
Might kill them.
Yeah.
And so during that moment, I made weight, never had to weigh in again for that season. But that taught me, I remember we would run, I couldn't even run a mile. Then I'm running a mile and a half. Then I'm running 2 miles. I remember one night me and his son ran, I think it was roughly 3 miles is the most I've ever ran in my life. And I thought I was going to die. But I was like, it just, that mental fortitude that you can do it. And then I remember weighing in at like half pound underweight.
Those are the moments that'll make or break you. But having a good mentor or coach in your corner sometimes changes the outcome. Because I remember even like recently I've called my coach like saying, "Hey, I need a coaching call. I need you to help me through this." And what I thought he was going to say to me and what he did say to me were 2 totally different things. Like he will call me on my shit in a New York minute and say, "What part of this did you play?" Or, "You're beating yourself up because you knew better." Where I'm like, I don't want to say I'm in victim mode, but like he makes me think of it we all have a part in our own mess. Own up to it.
Well, sometimes we think we're the best at our own whatever. And I think that's where a good mentor or coach will
Calls
call
you
you
out.
out that says there's always someone better.
100%.
Like,
But I see it in you and you could be just as good. Recently I went to him and said, I'm striving for this, but I don't have anybody to look up to. And he said, he gave me a perspective. He slowed me down and gave me a perspective and said, I know you have it in you, but you're modeling yourself after somebody who doesn't have the same values as you. It's okay for you to create what you want to create. If God's laid it on your heart, you create it. Don't model yourself after that. You're going to fail. And I think in life with a coach or mentor, I could have wanted to model myself after one of those amazing offensive players that scored 30 points a game. I would have never been Steph Curry. It was not in my genetic makeup to want to be Steph Curry. But I could have been somebody else, and I was that other person. So like in my life now, I don't want to model myself after something that's not genetically or values who I am. But you got to have people in your life that tell you that. When you fall off course, you need a coach or mentor that gets you back to center, that realigns you, that humbles you, that takes you back to the baseline and says, this is who you are. These are your gifts. I believe in you. Go and do the work.
and this could be a random stranger that just sees something in you. Because we've had a lot of those happenings, especially lately.
It can be this. And I will say, I had put Ed Milet on my vision board last year. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
But he's been like a person of influence to me without even knowing me. You can influence people and coach and mentor them without even knowing them. So much of my wisdom and knowledge and mindset has came from him because I've listened to every podcast. I have notes in my phone for days from Ed Milet's podcast, but I've taken that knowledge and put it into use.
Our
which has
Saturday
made me
night the other
digest it.
night was random. Our kids went with my parents and they brought them back later. So it's a Saturday night, and Amber is making me watch the Ed Milet podcast on YouTube on our big screen TV.
Did it impact your life though?
It was great, but I'm just saying that's like people would think like we're out having fun or at a dinner or at doing this, and we're literally watching TV and to empower ourselves.
Yeah. In many ways. So you can be a person of influence and not even realize it. We're all influencing somebody.
Right.
Our children, the people around us, the people that see us online. So take ownership of that. Like, be the person that you would have needed growing up. And I think you're that for a lot of people. I try to be that for a lot of people.
A lot of people call me on a daily basis, and just for my opinion.
Yeah.
And I get nothing monetary wise value as far as like they're not spending money with me. Some people would be like, why are you answering that call? And I battle the line sometimes because my phone's nonstop. You know this. But I'm always one. I mean, you were with me. You've been with me so many times, and 5 phone calls come in and I like want to bang my head against the wall, but I always give somebody the time or at least an honest opinion.
I think that fuels you though sometimes.
It does.
I think sometimes you think it's going to drain you, but it like fills your cup up. A, that they respect you and your opinion. And B, I think anytime you can pour into other people and see a good seed take root, it's like, I know why Mickey Parker's on his 22nd year of coaching and he doesn't even ever have a child playing.
Absolutely.
Like, he loves it. He sees the seeds he's planting in these young boys of just respect.
They'll never forget him.
They'll never. Of the other coaches that are coaching with him played for him.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful to see too. And there's this one coach that just pours into Manny, and like Manny loves his energy. He's figured Manny out.
Oh, he's more like me.
He's more like you. And
In your
Manny
face.
thrives in it. And I told him the other day, thank you. You have our permission to get up his you-know-what anytime he needs it. Because we know in order to get the best out of Manny, he needs it. And he reacts well to it.
I like people who see the value or potential in someone else.
100%.
And because I think sometimes we're fearful, or we think that like, oh, that's person competition. We don't need to.
We think we're going to lose because we help them.
Right. Exactly. If you helped another real estate agent, you're going to lose. Or, maybe that's what you need to do. That's what you were called to do. And you know what? Maybe you don't even realize you could be, instead of a real estate agent, the biggest coach around. But
when you get stingy with the value you carry, you block your own blessings.
I agree.
And I think that's something we don't learn early enough in life, that your value you have inside of you, your passion, your energy, you need to pour that into other people. That's what you should be doing. And you'll be blessed tenfold for it. Don't expect anything in return, but do it out of your own goodwill because it fills you up to pour into other people. One other thing that I loved I love sports. I think it can just give you such an analogy of life lessons. But Matt, one of Manny's coaches the other day, said to those boys, our boys played their first real football game on Tuesday of this week.
They had 2 scrimmages, then this was the first real one.
And they were the smaller team this week, the younger team this week. But those boys,
They went out there with heart.
oh, I saw it at first.
I loved it.
I saw them like sizing themselves up.
Oh, yeah.
But then I saw
The other
like
team
we're
was big.
stronger than these boys. Like we have more heart, we have more drive, we have more passion.
Well, that first run play that fast boy went all the way down the field almost, I was like, oh boy, we're in trouble.
But then they never did that again.
Yeah, because you know what? That fired them up.
Yeah.
Because
our team put it on. They laid it on those boys. So it was like 14-0 up until like the last 2 minutes.
There's
and
fifth
then they let
strings
the
in.
the fifth strings in. And anyways, they scored 1 point. But the coaches, one touchdown. The coaches at the end of the game, they all spoke over the boys, and the boys were like, "Ugh." Like I love seeing the little testosterone.
Like, Jad, we won. Yeah.
But he said to them, never forget what winning feels like. And there's so much power in that comment because winning feels good. But what they've shown those boys before they even played the game is what it takes to win.
Absolutely.
And that's what matters at the end of the day.
And you got to remember something too. Them coaches now are living through them boys.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm living through them boys.
Exactly. So it's like, I always tell, like, when I talk to the big boys, like the Nick Walkers, the people still competing on the bodybuilding big level. And if we're in deep conversation, I'll always tell some of the guys, like, hey, man, I'm living through you. Like, I'm going to be there front and center at Olympia, but, like, that was the ultimate pinnacle for me to be on that stage. I'm not there, but like I sell to these guys. I know these guys. I talk to these guys. I love these guys. I'm like, I'm part of me like can still get satisfaction out of being there, but I'm not up there. And that's okay because you got to learn your lane. Maybe you wasn't the star, player in basketball, but you could be the best defense hype man. That's super important. There's needs for everyone. I mean, we're on this podcast and I'm just thinking about it right now. Daniel's way younger than me, but I'm thankful he came to film someone else at my warehouse and saw potential in me, because would I have started to come out of my fear of judgment zone if it wouldn't been for a Daniel who I didn't know from Adam come and say, hey man, you need to really film. I told him no at first because it wasn't Daniel. I was scared to do what we're doing. I knew no matter what, if we put ourselves out there, we're going to get hate or something from somebody. The way you look, the way you talk, the way, oh, you like this brand of equipment? Why don't you like this brand of equipment? You can't win with opinion. But I have gotten over that fear of judgment. And I honestly also thought, like, you're so polished with your speaking and you speak so professionally. I think I'm much better. But I think at first, I mean, if you remember when I filmed the very first Super Fitness story, which it's wild to me that thing's the one getting the views right now. Like, I never would have thought that. But I was nervous, almost shaky. I dropped the F-bomb multiple times. I don't mean to. I don't even think I realized I was doing it. That, like, you have to come out of your... And if I wouldn't have had someone in my corner being like, just be you, continue to do it, because I kind of thought, man, if I do all this, people's going to hate me. When I got interviewed for Hard Knocks, if you remember, I was so nervous. That was so random that I'm like, why me? Why this? And also I was like, oh my God, do you remember before? First of all, I didn't know if it would get posted. But secondly, I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to sound like? What am I going to do this? And people still say, if you read the comments, it's generated like 17, 18 million views on Instagram. That, like, man, that was one of the best ones he's ever done. But the comments are so nice because it was just heartfelt message from me. And I'm still the raw, real Steven.
You never lose being yourself.
Right.
And I think when you have a coach or mentor, somebody that speaks your gift out of you, and you get the confidence to like stand up and become it is like one of the most beautiful things. And that's what a good coach or mentor or just a good person in your life can do for you. They can see the gifts inside and say, okay, let's work past the imposter syndrome.
Right.
Let's work past the lack of self-belief, the judgment. One of the most beautiful things you can ever do is encourage somebody else to believe in themselves.
I agree.
And I think it comes from parenting, but if you don't get it from parents, you can get it from a coach or an influential person or a mentor in your life. And you can really, I would look up right now, if you're a place of like leadership or influence, look up and ask yourself, who are the other people I need to be pouring into? Because I remember over my life, I did this activity. It's probably been, I think it was before I had kids, but we lived in the house we have now. In the last 10 years, I took the time to write everybody a letter to anybody that like made a huge influential impact in my life. And I think we don't tell those people thank you enough. And the message I got back were like so heartfelt. I remember one was to Myers Barnes, one was to Phil Markwater, like just people that like touched me personally in my career, that saw belief in me. Like Myers, I know spoke so much over me and made me believe in myself. He's the one that made me do like goals in a vision board. And from that moment forward, like my life totally changed 360. But if he wouldn't have taken the time to spend with me and saying like, I believe in you, you deserve better, you're worthy of more, you can be successful, move to North Carolina, get your real estate license, I'll get you a job, I believe in you, I probably would not be here today.
You wouldn't have met me.
I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have grown the business I probably would have grown because the environment I was in was not serving me. And he said, like, you can move.
You were in a bad environment at that time. I didn't
Yeah.
know you, but just from what you told me.
Yeah. But that was like a key influential person in my life that like spoke that over me at that point in time. And then I've had other people speak things
If
over
you
me.
remember when I met you, your cell phone got turned off right after I met you. Do you remember that?
Vividly.
And I called your ex-boyfriend that the cell phone was in and like let him have it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why would you do that? Like, that's what I'm saying, toxic
Oh, yeah.
things.
It was very toxic.
Not that I was any better.
No. I went from like one dysfunctional person to another dysfunctional
But I do
person.
think the coach, mentor, pastor, whoever you want to call it, could be your brother. I mean, there's so many people. I think I've been very instrumental with my brother.
Yeah.
And even though we don't see each other a lot.
Yeah.
But, you know.
But don't be afraid to do it. I think.
Well, he knows I'll call him out on his shit.
Yeah. 100%.
And he needs it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he knows deep down there's no one that loves him the way I do.
Love and truth is the highest form of accountability. And if you're a leader, if you're a parent, if you're a coach, if you're in a place of influence, if you're not leading people with love and truth, you're not leading them to win. And nobody should ever want to be around you as a coach and a leader if you're not being led to win. You should not be being led to be mediocre. You should be being led to be the best version of yourself. And that comes from speaking truth into people.
I agree.
Into calling them out and encouraging them, but also telling them, like, somebody always said to me, if your coach is riding your tails, it's because he sees something in you.
Sure.
And a lot of people take offense to when coaches are like in your face.
Oh.
If a coach is not paying attention to you, it's because he doesn't believe in you.
Right.
But if you have a coach up your ass and he's riding you to work harder, to play harder, if he's running you, if you're not doing good and he sits you on the bench and then picks you right back up and saying like, I believe you, get back in there and do it. Like, that's a good coach.
Well, the way we were brought up, we were beat down to be brought
back up. And that taught us strength.
But I'll never forget this, and they couldn't get away with it now. But our coaches, when we won the state championship football, we had the most amazing team. We were a brotherhood of all different race,
still have a brotherhood.
age. Oh, yeah. She'll tell you, I see these guys 25 years later, they still hug me. Like we might not see each other once in a blue moon, but they would be there tomorrow if I needed them, like truly needed them. But this vivid memory that I have of our coach, I won't say a name, taking a kid's helmet. He has no helmet on. The kid's in the helmet and going bam and headbutting him. But the coach has no helmet on and his head just starts gushing blood. And the coach was so in the moment and being like, son, get your shit together. That he wasn't hitting the kid, but he damaged himself. The kid was fine. And at the end of the day, that's how like those coaches, I remember, were there hours watching game film for practically free. Like they're not getting paid if they are much. And there's some coaches that is volunteer. And this is high school. And so those coaches could have been with their children. They could have been with all these things, but they're investing in us. Like
That's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. And, you know, anytime that me and you, we may not can coach, but we're buying the uniforms. I know we bought 10 different teams.
We don't coach because we would be like...
we might be in the county jail.
I couldn't coach those kids. I don't have the patience in me.
The patience.
But, you know, what I see the value of being hard on kids.
I think we coach from the sidelines.
We
definitely coach from the sidelines.
I'm like, you don't want me to coach your kids.
Yeah. We're definitely the ones yelling. We're the hype man.
They would be running a lot more. They'd be doing more push-ups. They'd be in the weight room in the off days. Like we would be so over the top. But we would have the best freaking team out there.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's the standards. When you're a coach or you're a person of influence, you have to lead yourself with those same things first before you lead other people.
I agree.
And again, people learn more by seeing than you telling them. So a lot of these coaches that are hardcore, that are nitty gritty in the details, that are pushing you, that are believing in you, it's because they also have that confidence. You can't ever give something you don't have within you. And it's just, we're just in a beautiful season of life of seeing our kids. It's making us reflect back on those moments and also just be more thankful for those people in our lives. Yeah. But I'm so thankful for all the amazing coaches that are just pouring into Manny and Sophia right now.
As we close, one advice I would give to any parent that maybe does not have their kid on the right team, find the right team. Yeah. Find the right coach.
Find a coach that works for your kids.
If your kid is not getting what he needs out of this one, go to a different field, a different league. I truly feel like no right or wrong. And also coaches coach differently. Yeah. So maybe that's not the right one for your kid.
I think no matter what phase of life you're in, even if you're our level seeking coaches or mentorship, find somebody who's done what you've done, who aligns with your values, and who's not afraid to tell you the truth of what you need to hear. Don't just hire a coach to hire a coach. Hire the right coach for you.
I agree.
And get what you need out of that coach.
I agree. All right. If you like this podcast, please like and subscribe. We are going to keep dropping bombs and we are going to keep creating this to where we want your feedback. Please tell us what you want to hear. Drop it in the comments and we will see you on the next one.